Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Hey Momday. I know it's been a while, there's been quite a big break, and I apologize for that. But to be perfectly honest, this video series kind of intimidates me, and I'm still kind of getting used to putting myself out there and putting like my true opinions and just giving insight to things. I don't know, it's kind of an intimidating thing. There are a lot of you that watch this, and that's crazy because back in my like blogger days when I used to do this, there was like 20 of people who maybe read my blog. So now it's just, I don't know. Anyway, moving along. Alright, so I got sent a link to an article this week, and if you've seen it, if not, I will link it below, but it's called 99% Mom and 1% Wife, I think, or something along those lines, and it had an interesting perspective or story to tell. Basically, this mom wrote how she, now that she's become a mother, she works, so she's a working mom, and that she calls herself a crappy wife, and that she just doesn't have time for her husband anymore. And it's probably a problem I feel that a lot of moms feel, that they're all mom and not very much wife. So basically this lady goes on to say that her husband is he's a great dad, he's a great partner, but she doesn't have time to give him the time of day. She goes to sleep after him and she wakes up before him, and she just doesn't have time to even sit down and have a 20-minute lunch with him. And she just says, well, sorry, but I hope you can kind of handle your own because I don't have time for you, is essentially how the article goes. And again, you can read it below. But I was just going to ask what my take was on this, and so I thought I'd share it with you. So I feel like there are kind of two sides of this that you hear a lot. There's the, I am so much mom that I don't have time to be a wife or a spouse. And there's also the kind of team that goes, your husband should always come first. He should be at the head of your family, and your husband should come before your kids. And I guess I'm kind of in the middle. There we are again, balance, balance. It's all about balance. But I really don't agree that your husband should come before your kids no matter what. That's just my personal opinion. And let's remember before we go on, this is just my opinion, this is just what I think. I will only talk about what I know. So just keep that in mind and take what you like and leave what you don't. But I also don't agree that you should be completely mom and no spouse, because that's not a happy life either way, I don't think. Now, when it comes down to it, if there was like some fire or some crazy thing, I will save my kids first. Like Cody and I both know, and we both agree that like if it is some life or death situation, or if it really comes down to some situation where that would apply, our kids are first. And that's even like if their needs are, their needs are obviously higher than ours sometimes because they're younger and we're adults and we can handle ourselves. But at the same time, I'm not going to completely neglect my husband just because I'm knee-deep in parenting right now. I guess my response to this entire article, and the only comments I can really make, is to just tell you what works for me and what I do, because that's all I know. I can't really speak for anybody else but myself. So with Cody and I, we just have a really good balance. Well, and of course we're not perfect. The balance shifts all the time, but that's natural. I think a lot of people think of balance and they think they need an even scale. But that's not really how balance works. Sometimes it will be shifted, but then it will shift the other way and then kind of balance itself out, and sometimes it'll be in the middle, and that's just how life is always going to work. It's never going to change, it's never going to be perfectly even, and I think once we accept that, it becomes a lot easier. Motherhood has been something I've always wanted to do since I was a very, very little girl. It's just been ingrained in me. It's in my soul. It's just twisted up and melted in, and it's something I love. And I devote my life to motherhood, and that is, of course, I still have time for myself so that I can stay healthy and take care of my kids and be a good wife and a good person and spouse. I don't like the term good wife, but anyway. Yeah, motherhood is just so amazing for me, and I have devoted my life to being a mother to my two beautiful kids. But at the same time, I've also, before I devoted my life to becoming a mother, or to being a mother when we got pregnant, was I devoted my life to my husband. We have had an awesome relationship since we met. We're high school sweethearts, and we got married early, and we started having kids early. But that's important to remember, is that for me, he is how it all started. He's the book. Like, he was like, if you want to put it in terms of like kind of like a story, that he's my book that we get to write the story in together. None of this would be possible without him. My dreams of motherhood wouldn't be here if he wasn't here. And I think it's really important because he's a person, so he needs to feel respected and he needs to feel loved, and he has just as many needs and wants and desires as I do. And I feel really crappy when my needs are not getting met, both emotionally and, well, physically, that we got that covered, but it's really important to remember that this is a partnership, that you guys are in this together, and you need to keep each other afloat, because you are the foundation of your family. And your kids, it is so important for your kids to see a healthy relationship. How the heck are they going to go out into the world and find a healthy relationship if they've never seen one in their own home? And that is extremely important to me. Our kids are going to see us, like, they see us kissing and cuddling and playing. Cody and I play all the time. We wrestle, we seriously like foam sword fight, we play with the kids' toys together. We'll be playing with the kids, and then Cody and I will get caught up and start playing with each other, and the kids will just be watching us play and laughing and be like, okay guys, come on, play the game with us again. But that's so important. But at the same time, or I guess beside that, I also devote my life to my kids. I mean, I homeschool them, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm here 24/7, and I mean, you read with them, you play with them, you guys know what you do, you just do it all, and I love it, and I want to be the best mom I can be, and I want to devote all the time I can to them, and just be a really good, fun mom that they're going to remember, and that they're going to love, and that they will look to when they mother or father their own children. I want to be those happy memories and all of those awesome things. You know, we all want to be that. So I feel like there is a really fine balance, and it's not really that hard to achieve, I don't think. It's achievable. I also want to be sure that I say that it's not impossible to have both an awesome relationship with your husband and an awesome relationship with your kids, because I have both. I mean, Cody and I have an amazing marriage. It's not perfect, but nothing is. I hate that word. But we have an amazing marriage, and I'm an amazing mom, and it's important that you can say that. So if you are watching right now, you are an amazing mom, and if you're a dad, you're an amazing dad, but I think mostly moms watch this, so you are an amazing mom. But you can have both, and that doesn't mean you have to drop your kids off with grandma for the weekend and go on some, like, mini honeymoons or, like, go on little vacations with your husband. You can do that. If that's your thing, do it. But for us, we don't leave our kids with a babysitter. Our kids have never been left with a babysitter before, ever. One time, with Cody's sister, I left Mackenzie with her at our house for like 30 minutes while I went to a doctor's appointment when I was pregnant with Grayson. That's about it. Like, our kids have never been with a babysitter just because that's not kind of how our family functions. It's just not really how we do it. So we still make time to be just Cody and I. We make sure our kids are in bed around a certain time so that we have, you know, a couple hours to hang out after, to, you know, watch movies together. We play games together. In the summertime, we'll put the kids to bed, grab our like camcorder, baby monitor, whatever you call it, and we go out into the backyard and have a fire pit and just have date nights. We have in-home date nights all the time, every night, where it's not even a date night anymore, it's just our normal. And it's achievable. I mean, like, we hug and we kiss and we touch each other, we physically touch each other all throughout the day, and that really, really makes a big difference. And we make sure we tell each other we love each other. Like, we don't leave anywhere without saying I love you, and like kissing and hugging each other goodbye and hello. It's just those little things, taking the time to be like, hey, I'm covered in baby goo right now, but I love you and I missed you while you were gone. Or, hey, I appreciate what you did, and he does the same to me. And those things make such a huge difference in your relationship. And not only do they make a big difference in your relationship, but they're gonna make you a better mom, because you are going to feel better as a person. And when you feel better as a person, you can give more to everybody around you. And so I just really want you guys to know that you don't have to do, you know, all these things that you think everybody else is doing. It's achievable to just start where you are, and you don't have to have money, and you don't have to, you know, have a lot of things or have all these amazing date night ideas. You can just watch your favorite shows, watch your favorite movies, play some board games, or, you know, sit and talk about things you like. There's tons of stuff you can do. Find a hobby to do together. But it's so important to keep your relationship rich and alive and stay in love. Like, just don't let that love go. Don't let the spark go. So, yeah. I could talk about this forever, but I hope you I hope I gave you something to take from here. I just really believe that you can have both. You can be a really great mom, and you can be a really great spouse. And it is a partnership, and it's just important to stay in love with everybody, because it's all just a bunch of different relationships that you have to balance in your family. And yeah, so that's what I think of that article. Thanks for giving me that question, or that linking me to that. And if you guys have any suggestions for what you'd like to hear me talk about next week for next week's Hey Mom Day, then you can comment below or email me or whatever and let me know. And yeah, maybe I'll be able to talk about it. So thank you so much, and it's nice to be back and nice to see you, and this is going to be a consistent thing because I am working on that. Okay, see you guys next week. Bye!
Do these things.